How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to New Mexico State Men's Basketball News. I'm Marshall, and I think we just set a world record, at least for this channel. I've uploaded a couple times in one day before. I remember when Jamel Jones and Julius Mims signed the same day, or at least got the news that they signed the same day. Uploaded those two videos a few weeks ago on a Monday. But 3 videos in one day. Cleared some space, went to go run a few errands, you could say. And I'm free for like another hour-ish. So I decided, hey, I'll make this quick video because we just signed another player, Kyrese Mullen, 6'7" forward, perfect, exactly what we needed out of Hampton. As you guys know, we talked about it, signed a lot of great guards, signed a few posts, not a whole lot of forwards, but we got this guy, and I'm sure Coach Hoon will try to sign some more forwards and posts, maybe a couple more guards, we'll see. But this is perfect, exactly what we need, 6'7", 230, big body. He's a forward, but he's really strong. Can't wait to see what he does for the Aggies, and we're going to touch a little bit on his background and how he played at Hampton and, you know, what led to him playing Division I basketball. So out of high school, he had a few offers from Bryant, McNeese State, which is where Carl Sharonfont's at, which I've mentioned in the video today and just in the past. Also had a offer from Norfolk State, I believe, and from Merrimack. Might have been some other ones, but those are the 4 that come to mind when I was, looking at his bio, looking at his history. He ultimately chose to play for Hampton. His freshman year, averaged 7.4 points and a team high 7.7 rebounds. And as you guys are going to see in this video when I explain it, that's pretty much what he does. Scores and rebounds. That's his biggest thing. He can get double-doubles. He can play some defense. I mean, it's hard to tell based on what I've seen. I've only seen a few highlights, seen a few stats. I can't judge too much because we're getting this video right out now. And I've never heard of the guy until now. Some of the guys we signed I've known of in the past, but then some guys like this guy I haven't heard of him, but he's seemed to have a pretty solid career. His sophomore year was a lot better than his freshman year. He averaged about 15 points and 8 boards his sophomore year, and about one and a half assists. Averaged about assists this past season. After his sophomore year, though, his junior year was kind of similar to his freshman year. Averaged about 7 points, 7 rebounds. So I'm not sure if maybe they had another guy come in, or maybe they had a little bit more of a stacked team, which led to him not being as impactful his sophomore year. But overall, still a great player. Averaged 9.6 points and 7.6 rebounds in his 3-year stint with Hampton. I believe he only has 1 more year of eligibility because I don't believe he played junior college anywhere. He'll be a senior this upcoming year, just like me. So I believe he should only have 1 more year. But I sound so redundant saying this. Who knows? I mean, at this point, right? I mean, you get to see so many guys playing so long. We talked about Cam Rising on this channel a little bit, even though he's a football player at Utah. He played 7 years of college football, and he actually just medically retired. But he still had another year of eligibility if he really wanted to take it, but he will not. So, I mean, it's maybe sad for him, but the dude was born in 1999, turning 26 this year. A 26-year-old quarterback, like, come on, man. In college football, like, I would say 26-year-old quarterback in general in the NFL, that's cool, but that's a significant amount older than some NFL players. It's just crazy. And I know you have to play, I think it's at least 3 years to go to the NFL. Obviously NBA, or if you want to make the NBA, you only got to play at least 1 year of college. But that's that. Hampton is a part of the CAA. Pretty good conference, honestly. There's pretty good rivalries there. So it's not like he was playing against bad competition. Wasn't like Power 5 obviously, but still played pretty solid at a pretty good sized school, pretty good conference overall, pretty competitive. I'm not sure our rank. I know Conference USA, I believe, was like about 8th or 9th out of the 31 conferences, 32 conferences. Pac-12, all that's going on, but they're getting that all situated, a bunch of new teams, which I know there's talks about NMSU possibly joining the Pac-12 in the future in 2029 or something like that. I know a lot of people are like, oh, we probably get steamrolled. If it was the old Pac-12, then maybe, but I mean, the new Pac-12, bunch of mid-major schools making that jump. Still a bunch of good ones, don't get me wrong, but I feel like we might be able to be in the mix for sure if that were to happen. I like Conference USA. We've only been in for a few years. I know UTEP's gonna be joining the Mountain West soon, and I feel like us joining the Mountain West would be dope. Us, UTEP, and UNM. Maybe it's a video I'll talk about conferences and how they all work and what conference we may be in the future. Obviously, we've been in the Big West, the Sun Belt, the WAC, Conference USA. I mean, the list goes on. But yeah, future video idea. Let me know if you guys would like to see that possibly in the future. I said futures too many times. I'm sorry if I confused you guys with that. And one of the videos earlier, I got a comment asking about Christian Cook because I mentioned how he, might have had some aspirations to go to the NBA. That's just what I've heard allegedly. I saw him post some things about it, how people were like, oh, league him, not league. And he was, he signed with an agent, go play professional basketball. Not sure if he would try to make the league to the NBA or not. I love Cook to death. I don't know if he'd get drafted though, so I think playing professional basketball would probably be more the route for him. Same with Deontay, like we talked about. But I mean, hell, if he could, make the leap, then I'll take it. The Blazers, they had this one guy work out for them who averaged 3 points per game at Texas last year. I think Devin Pryor, I think it was his name. So I mean, anything's possible, I guess. If that guy got a workout, he's not bad by any means, but I mean, he only played 12 minutes a game. I know it was at Texas, the team we played against, and obviously just got a coach from there, Matson. But it just goes to show you, hey man, anybody can do it, right? Yeah, but back to Mullen, just a big time rebounder and scorer for the most part. He actually led the Hampton in points and rebounds for totals his sophomore year. His scoring drop off went down, but his rebounding has always been really impactful. Like I said, pretty much almost a double-digit point per game scorer. Adding him with Mims is huge. Two guys that can dominate the paint. Mullen can shoot the ball a little bit better than Mims, I believe, but not by that much. I think his freshman year, he literally shot like 12% from three. But that definitely upped it up a little bit. Shot like more in the 20s and 30s and stuff. And he shot pretty decent from the field in the 40s range, 45-ish range, because he's a forward, but he likes to take those little middies, I think, outside shots. But he can dominate the paint really well. And that's what we need to do. Kind of reminds me of a guy that could be like KJ Allen. I mentioned him on the channel before. He was on that Last Chance U basketball documentary. Played at ELAC in California, and played at Portland State. Home state, and Portland, home city, all that. And then obviously we talked about Yak going to Oregon State. So funny all the connections. But overall, I feel like Mullen can be a guy like that for us. And KJ's a dominant force. He averaged 13.5 points and 7 rebounds for Portland State his last year. Not this past season, but the season before. Now he's dominating overseas, averaging like 20 and 10. So Mullen's definitely a guy that could fit that role and be really good for us. I mean, really, really good for sure. Like I said, really strong force. Just can't wait to see how he plays for us, and hopefully he stays. We have 11 guys. You always see guys, though, they'll like commit to a program and then leave later on before the season starts. It's happened a few times with us and other programs before. So the 11 guys we have, they seem committed, and it'd be nice to keep them. I know Adam Young does a podcast every week, the Aggie Hour podcast, I believe is what it's called, and he'll be, coaching is always usually a guest a lot of times, and coaching has been having some good things to say about some great guards we've been signing that can score the ball at a high level, and great forwards that can score at a pretty decent level as well and rebound at a high level. Defense, we have a lot of great defenders, have a lot of great length, long arms, great wingspans. We also have some guys that the defense can probably step up a little bit, but I feel like if you come to play for Coach Hooten and you're gonna get minutes, you're more than likely gonna have to play at least a little bit of defense. So definitely something to work on for them. Once we sign more guys, like throughout the off season and stuff, and closer to August when I get back into school and stuff here for my senior year, probably be able to make more of a prediction of like who the possible starters could be, possible rotations. Way too early to do that now. Obviously, there's only 11 guys. I mean, there's a GS you could this guy started here, this guy didn't start, this guy stats for this guy stats for that. But they never played all together. So you gotta, and they've all played in different systems. So it's just all changing. But really excited. I mean, 11 guys. This is huge. I was talking earlier, kind of giving you guys a rundown of who we have. Saying how we had 10 guys, now we at 11. Only need a few more players to get that 13, and I'm sure we'll end up with like 15 guys. And whether those guys all play, whether we redshirt a guy if he's a freshman, or I feel like the freshmen we're getting are really dominant though, so I'm not sure if we do that. But you don't always have the redshirt if you're just a freshman. You can redshirt as like a sophomore, junior, even a senior. I've seen guys do it, like Colin Gurley, who wouldn't say I'm friends with, but through social media we follow each other. And he played with Devontae Friga in college at Mountain Union, which is a D3 school, which is really dominant in football, but they always play basketball together. Devontae Friga has a YouTube channel with over 1 million subscribers. You guys might know of him. And Colin played with him, played 6 years, but redshirted as a Division I player at Youngstown State, went back to Mountain Union. Getting off subject, it's obviously not about those guys, but my point being is that you can redshirt any year. I think a lot of people think you can only do that as a freshman, and even though it's more common for freshmen to do it, anybody can do it. So, and if you get hurt, it could be like a medical red shirt, and that's how a lot of guys end up playing like 7-8 years, like Cam Rising. That's going to close out for the video today. Mullen's had a really great basketball career so far. Has had many dominant scoring performances and rebounding performances, like really, really good ones, like a high rebound. I think he's had like 16, 20 rebound games. Has had some games where he scored well over 20. So he'll be exciting to see how he mix into the offense, and I'm sure he's a guy that can, every year he's played at Hampton, he's got some good minutes and a good conference. Conference USA, another good conference, good program here in New Mexico State, good coaching, really good coaching staff. I love the coaching staff right now. I love the players we're getting. I think we're really heading in the right direction. It was a little scary, like I talked about before, and I'm sure you guys noticed it too. We're not signing a whole lot of guys. We're making a whole lot of moves right at the bat, but it's also hard to sign guys. We don't know what goes on behind the scenes, right? I can only imagine how difficult it is, but I don't know just how difficult it is. It's probably harder than I already know it is. But point being is coaching is doing a tremendous job. You guys should, believe in that. And I really cannot wait until the season starts. It's May right now, so we still have a ways to go, but it'll be fun whenever that comes down to it. And I want to close the video off on a funny note, I guess you shouldn't say funny note, I'm a big Squid Game fan. A lot of my family members know that. They probably get annoyed at me talking about that. And Coach Wooden's son, I think, is also a big Squid Game fan. Squid Game just released a trailer, and I saw that his son liked it. So shoot, that's something that him and I have in common. But that's not important at all. Just thought I'd throw it in there, get the video stretched out a bit, share some personal insight with me, because we always talk about basketball, but you guys don't know a whole lot about me outside of that. So really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm out.